Hey, thanks for coming on, Dr. Peter Kahn of the Neurometabolic Summit. I wanted to get the word out for your upcoming summit here to our listeners and followers. And I've been just so impressed with the work that you're doing out there. And as I mentioned before we came on, you're super prolific. So what inspired you to put this summit on?
Thank you so much for speaking to me about this, Greg. And I think the summit is probably one of the most important summit that we can talk about. Certainly, there's a lot of great summits out there and interviews and podcasts, people talking about various health topics such as brain health and gut health and so forth. This summit is called a Neurometabolic Summit. And what is that? People ask. Well, it's actually describing this connection between neurological function and metabolism. Now, when we speak of metabolism, it's really about blood sugar. It's about oxygenation, circulation. It's about inflammation as background of inflammation. It's about your bioterrain, the environment that your body, your brain is bathed in, the soup and the environment. So when you have metabolic issues such as blood sugar problem, hypoxia, inflammation, toxicity, this is all going to impact brain. And there's also a bidirectional feedback where brain dysfunction can sort of drive some of these other issues like blood sugar dysfunction through adrenal issues and so forth. So this is really a summit that highlights all the different things that you've been hearing about and learning about in the past in the natural medicine world, but kind of connecting in a way that you may not have ever thought that they were connected. So you can start to make heads or tail of it and have a more cogent and clarified and unified way of addressing potentially neurological symptoms, immunological symptoms, gut issues, hormone challenges, because there is a unified way that your body works, right? It's our physiology, it's our biology. And, the more we learn, it seems like the more we discover, but there's still a specific pathway that you can triage this. So my goal is to help people to learn the different aspects of neurometabolic health and how that all integrates, and so that they can start to look for the things that'll help themselves.
I love it. What have you been surprised at any of the information that you've gotten so far?
I actually have. I mean, it's, as a learner, you're always learning, right? So the cup is always half empty and you're always looking for, more information, or a lot of times it's information you already kind of know, but you learn it in a different way that give you another look at it. It's kind of like learning in 3D. Sometimes you just look at it one dimensionally, but when you look under the hood, it's the same thing, but looks different to you and you'll be able to use it better. So even our interview, learned quite a bit, about frequency and how everything integrates together. So yeah, I think this summit, people's going to learn a lot of new things or take the existing knowledge that I already know, but upgrade it.
I love it. I love it. And you are really making a specific effort to put in actionable items. I noticed when you interviewed me, you really were like, hey, doc, you got to give me some, actionable items for people to take right now at home. Is that the case with every interview that you're doing?
Some interviewers and topic lends themselves to very actionable things, and other topics and interviews are more, more on a higher level, knowledge-based stuff. But yes, always try to make it usable. I call it blocking and tackling, so meaning we got to do the basics. We got to do the foundations like exercise and blood sugar stability and things like that. And I think a lot of time people, they go straight for the really fancy stuff. They want to just go, we talk about hormones and I believe hormone replacement therapy can be very important for those who need it. But, if your blood sugar stinks and you never exercise and you're anemic, well, you can take testosterone all you want. You're still anemic and you still have diabetes, no matter how much hormone you take. So we got to just kind of get people to realize the importance of some of these metabolic factors that can impact brain function, like blood sugar and oxygenation. If we can get that right, I think a lot of people will do better, and then they can go seek out the next level things, like the things that you're doing in your clinic.
I love it. Yeah. One of the quotes that I have around that is you are not going to be able to supplement your way out of a bag of potato chips, right? And so I really I thank you for coming on, giving us a quick heads up of what's coming down the pike here. And I really encourage everybody to take a hard look at the topics. I know I really enjoyed the interview and what you brought out for me, and I look forward to everybody else on the summit. So thank you, Dr. Khan.
Thank you so much for having me.